Reality, as most perceive it, is a quiet, predictable stage upon which the drama of life unfolds, set to a rhythm we believe we understand. From the moment our eyes flutter open in the morning to when the world falls into slumber beneath the shroud of night, there is a sense of continuity, of events playing out according to the laws of time, space, and matter. Yet, beneath this veil of ordinary experience lies a deeper, more elusive truth, a cosmic secret waiting to be uncovered. We are not merely observers, we are active participants in a grand, unfathomable play, woven together with the threads of a reality far beyond our comprehension. The idea that reality is not what it seems is both a profound and unsettling one. Imagine standing in front of a grand mirror, one that reflects not only your physical form, but also the invisible energy that pulses through the universe. What if, when you look at that reflection, it's not simply an image of who you are, but a mirror to the very fabric of existence itself? What if what you think of as real is nothing more than a complex illusion, a shifting mosaic of light, sound, and perception, designed to veil the true nature of the cosmos? This is the essence of what lies beneath the surface of our daily lives, a reality far more intricate and mysterious than we can perceive with our limited senses. This exploration is an invitation to peel back the layers of this veil, to step beyond the world we have been conditioned to see. What if everything you have ever known, every law of physics, every pattern of thought, every assumption about the nature of life itself, was simply a shadow cast upon a deeper, uncharted realm? What if the structure of your existence was not merely material, but imbued with cosmic significance, intertwined with energies that transcend space and time? Such revelations are not reserved for those of esoteric knowledge or mystics who gaze at the stars for answers. They are available to all who are willing to look beyond the illusion. In this journey, we begin with a fundamental question. What is the true nature of reality? It is not just a philosophical inquiry, it is a practical one, tied to the very way we experience life. If we are to awaken to the fuller scope of our existence, we must first embrace the possibility that what we see is not all there is. This is the cosmic secret, an ancient wisdom that has been veiled from the human eye, hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who dare to question the very foundations of the world around them. The pursuit of this secret does not require an intellectual mastery or a mystical initiation. Instead, it calls for a shift in perception, a recalibration of the mind, and an openness to the deeper currents that flow beneath the visible surface. We are not merely living within the world, we are co-creators of it, shaping and being shaped by the invisible energies that bind everything together. The universe is a vast, interconnected web, and we are not separate from it. We are integral to its unfolding. As we embark on this exploration, we will come to understand that the boundaries between the material and the spiritual, the finite and the infinite, are far more porous than we have ever imagined. The cosmic secret of existence is not just a lofty idea or a metaphysical abstraction. It is a practical, transformative understanding that can alter the very way we live. It is the key to unlocking a deeper sense of purpose, of connection, and of mastery over the forces that govern our lives. But to access this deeper truth, we must first look beyond the conventional. We must begin by recognizing the limitations of our current perception, the ways in which we have been conditioned to view the world through a narrow, linear lens. Only then can we begin to glimpse the vast expanse of the true nature of reality, a reality where time and space are fluid, where consciousness is the key to unlocking hidden dimensions, and where everything is imbued with an inherent wisdom that transcends our individual existence. This cosmic secret is not a mystery meant to be solved by a select few, but a universal truth available to all who seek it. It is the doorway to a higher state of consciousness, a new way of being in the world, and an invitation to step into the fullness of who we truly are. It is, in essence, the unveiling of a reality that is far grander, more interconnected, and more sacred than we have ever dared to imagine. So, let us begin this journey of discovery, not as passive recipients of a world we must accept, but as active participants in a cosmic dance, attuned to the deeper forces that shape existence itself. The time has come to peer behind the veil, to break free from the confines of ordinary perception, and to step into the limitless expanse of the unknown. As we begin to move beyond the ordinary lens through which we view our existence, we encounter a vast and intricate web of interconnected truths waiting to be uncovered. The core themes and concepts of this exploration are like ancient keys, capable of unlocking doors to a more profound understanding of reality. These ideas are not abstract. They form the very foundation of the cosmos itself, shaping our lives, our perceptions, and the world around us in ways we often fail to see. To understand these fundamental principles is to gain a glimpse into the heart of existence. One of the first and most essential concepts we must embrace is the idea that reality is a fluid and malleable construct, shaped by consciousness itself. The universe, as we perceive it, is not a fixed, static thing. It is a dynamic, ever-changing play of energy and information in constant flux. What we call reality is a reflection of our collective consciousness, a projection of our minds interacting with the vast expanse of existence. But this projection is not passive. It is actively shaped by our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions. Just as a sculptor shapes clay with their hands, our minds shape the fabric of reality with the energy of thought. This concept invites us to reimagine the world not as an objective, external reality, but as a co-created experience where every thought, emotion, and action sends ripples through the fabric of the cosmos. Our thoughts, as subtle as they may seem, are like seeds planted in the soil of the universe. They grow and multiply, influencing the patterns of our lives and the world around us. Every belief we hold, every judgment we pass, and every intention we set creates waves that ripple through the vast ocean of existence. In this sense, we are not passive beings reacting to the world. We are active participants, shaping the world with every breath we take. But this fluidity of reality is not limited to our individual consciousness. There is a deeper, collective consciousness, a shared mind that transcends the boundaries of our individual selves. It is this collective consciousness that binds all things together, linking us with the stars, the earth, and every living being. This shared consciousness is not limited by time or space. It exists in a realm beyond the linear constraints of the material world. It is the eternal mind of the universe, constantly evolving and expanding. Our individual consciousnesses are but ripples on the surface of this vast ocean, yet they are inextricably connected to its depths. The next core theme we encounter is the illusion of separation, the belief that we are distinct, isolated entities, separate from the world around us. This illusion is perhaps the most pervasive and destructive of all. It has been ingrained into us from the moment of our birth, shaping the way we view ourselves, others, and the world. We have been taught to see ourselves as isolated beings, cut off from the rest of existence, struggling to survive in a hostile and indifferent world. But the truth is far different. The illusion of separation is just that, an illusion. In reality, we are all interconnected, woven together by the same cosmic threads that bind the stars to the earth. Our separation from the world is not inherent. It is a mental construct, a barrier created by the mind to protect itself from the vastness of existence. This illusion of separation is the root cause of many of our struggles, from the internal battles we face within ourselves to the conflicts we experience with others. It breeds fear, envy, and division, keeping us locked in a cycle of competition and scarcity. But once we begin to see through this illusion, we unlock the possibility of true unity. The realization that we are not separate from the world, but an integral part of it, opens the door to a new kind of awareness, a higher consciousness that sees beyond the surface and understands the interconnectedness of all things. It is in this awareness that we begin to experience the true nature of reality, a reality where boundaries dissolve, where divisions cease to exist, and where love, harmony, and understanding flow freely. A third core theme that arises from this exploration is the nature of time and space. We have been conditioned to see time as a linear progression, an unyielding march from past to present to future. Similarly, we view space as a vast, empty void, stretching out infinitely, where objects and events occur in fixed positions. But these concepts of time and space are mere constructs of the mind, limited and incomplete. Time, as we understand it, is not an absolute objective reality. It is a relative experience, shaped by the way we perceive the world. It is a flow, a dance of energy that moves in cycles, not straight lines. The past, present, and future exist simultaneously, not in separate, isolated moments, but as interconnected waves, rippling through the fabric of existence. In the same way, space is not an empty void, but a dynamic, living matrix, alive with energy and potential. What we perceive as empty space is actually teeming with unseen forces, vibrations, frequencies, and energies that shape the physical world. These energies are not separate from us. They are the very foundation of our being. Our bodies, minds, and spirits are all intertwined with this cosmic matrix, and our perception of space is merely a limited interpretation of a far more expansive reality. Finally, the most profound concept of all is the nature of consciousness itself. Consciousness is not something that arises within the confines of the brain or the body. It is the very fabric of existence. It is the force that animates the universe, the spark that gives life to matter. Consciousness is not limited to human experience. It permeates all things, from the smallest particle to the largest galaxy. It is the source of creation, the energy that shapes reality itself. And just as we shape reality with our thoughts, so too does consciousness shape the cosmos. The universe is not a mechanical machine running on autopilot. It is a living, breathing entity, conscious and aware, constantly evolving and expanding. These core themes, the fluidity of reality, the illusion of separation, the malleability of time and space, and the omnipresence of consciousness, form the bedrock of our understanding of the cosmic secret of existence. They invite us to reconsider everything we thought we knew about the world and to step into a new paradigm, one where reality is not a fixed external object, but a dynamic, co-created experience, shaped by the consciousness that underpins all things. To truly grasp the profound depths of the cosmic secret of existence, we must not only understand the abstract principles that govern reality, but also feel them in the very marrow of our bones. This is where symbolic narratives, allegories, and stories become invaluable. Through these timeless tales, we are able to catch fleeting glimpses of a truth that transcends language, logic, and the confines of ordinary experience. These symbols speak to the heart, revealing hidden meanings that are often overlooked in the rush of daily life. One such narrative is the story of the hero's journey, a motif found in countless cultures and mythologies across time. At its core, this narrative is one of transformation, of the seeker moving through the veils of illusion toward an awakening to the deeper nature of existence. The hero begins their journey in a familiar world, one that feels safe and known, yet they are called by something greater, an invisible force that beckons them toward the unknown. This call represents the stirring of the soul, the urge to transcend the limited self and reconnect with the vastness of the cosmos. The journey is not an easy one. The hero must confront challenges, face fears, and endure trials that test their strength, wisdom, and character. Along the way, they encounter mentors and allies who offer guidance, yet the true transformation comes not from external forces, but from within. The hero learns that the real power lies in embracing the unknown, in surrendering the old ways of thinking and being, and in trusting the wisdom of the soul. Ultimately, the hero's return home is not a return to the world they once knew, but a return to a new way of seeing that world, a world now infused with a deeper sense of meaning and interconnectedness. This journey mirrors our own path as individuals and as a collective consciousness. We too are called to awaken from the slumber of illusion, to question the world we have been conditioned to accept as real, and to embark on a journey of self-discovery that leads us back to our true essence. The trials we face, the doubts we experience, and the challenges we encounter are all part of the process, each one an opportunity to shed the layers of illusion that obscure our understanding of reality. Another powerful symbolic narrative can be found in the story of the serpent and the tree of knowledge, an archetypal tale that spans cultures from the Garden of Eden to the ancient myths of Egypt and Greece. The serpent, often depicted as a symbol of wisdom and transformation, represents the awakening of consciousness itself. The tree of knowledge, with its fruit that grants understanding, represents the deeper truths of existence that lie beyond the surface of everyday reality. The act of eating the fruit is not a fall from grace, as traditional interpretations might suggest, but rather an act of awakening, a willingness to see the world for what it truly is. In many cultures, the serpent is seen as a symbol of the Kundalini, the dormant energy within each of us, waiting to be awakened. The serpent rises through the chakras, unlocking higher states of consciousness, allowing us to perceive realities that were once hidden. This process of awakening is both painful and liberating, for it involves the shedding of old identities, beliefs, and attachments. Yet, in this shedding, we begin to realize the interconnectedness of all things. The tree of knowledge is not a forbidden fruit, but a symbol of the wisdom that comes when we transcend the limitations of our ego and open ourselves to the truth of the cosmos. Similarly, the tale of the phoenix rising from the ashes is a potent symbol of renewal and transformation. The phoenix, consumed by fire, symbolizes the destruction of the old self, those beliefs, fears, and attachments that bind us to a limited view of reality. But from this destruction comes rebirth. The phoenix rises from its own ashes, symbolizing the awakening of the soul to its true nature. This process of destruction and rebirth is not something to be feared, but rather something to be embraced. It is a necessary part of the journey toward understanding the deeper truths of existence. Just as the phoenix must die to be reborn, we must let go of old identities and limited perceptions to fully embrace the cosmic truth that awaits us. In these symbolic narratives, we find not only wisdom, but also a reflection of the very process we are undergoing in our quest to understand the cosmic secret of existence. We too are called to awaken from our sleep of ignorance, to shed the old skin of illusion, and to rise into a new understanding of who we truly are. The hero's journey, the serpent and the tree of knowledge, and the phoenix are all metaphors for the transformative journey that each of us must undertake in order to fully grasp the nature of reality. These symbols also reveal the cyclical nature of existence, an eternal rhythm of birth, death, and rebirth that mirrors the cosmic dance of the universe itself. The rise and fall of civilizations, the cycles of nature, and the patterns of the stars all reflect this deeper truth, that existence is not linear, but cyclical. Time, as we know it, is but a loop, an ongoing process of creation and destruction, of awakening and forgetting. The cosmic secret of existence is not a singular truth to be grasped once and for all, but a continuous unfolding, a perpetual journey of discovery. Through these symbolic narratives, we come to understand that the cosmic secret is not something to be found outside of ourselves, but something that resides within. It is the truth of who we are, hidden beneath the surface of our everyday consciousness, waiting to be uncovered. The serpent, the phoenix, and the hero's journey are all reflections of our own path toward this awakening. They remind us that the journey itself is as important as the destination, for it is through the challenges, the trials, and the transformations that we come to truly understand the nature of reality. In the next section, we will explore how these deep, symbolic insights can be integrated into our everyday lives. How can we take these ancient truths and apply them practically so that we may transform our understanding of reality and our place within it? This will be the focus of our next chapter. Now that we have delved into the core principles and the symbolic, narratives that unveil the cosmic secret of existence, the next step is to bridge these ethereal, abstract concepts with the tangible, everyday world in which we live. The journey toward understanding reality is not one confined to the realm of philosophy or mystical insight. It has profound, real-world implications that touch every facet of our lives. To fully grasp the cosmic secret of existence is to recognize its power to transform not only how we perceive the world, but how we engage with it on a day-to-day basis. The most immediate and significant practical implication of this understanding is the power of perception. The way we view the world shapes the world we experience. This is not merely a metaphor, but a concrete, practical truth. If we believe ourselves to be separate, isolated individuals, struggling against the world around us, then that belief will manifest in our lives in countless ways. We will find ourselves in conflict, competition, and scarcity, believing that the universe operates by a zero-sum game. However, when we embrace the deeper truth of interconnectedness, when we see that we are not separate from the world, but intimately connected to all of existence, our perception shifts. We begin to experience the world as a place of abundance, collaboration, and mutual support. This shift in perception is not an abstract idea. It has real consequences for our relationships, our careers, and our sense of well-being. If we view others as separate, as competitors or threats, we will naturally project fear, insecurity, and defensiveness into our interactions. But when we recognize that we are all interconnected, that the struggles of others are our struggles, and the triumphs of others are our triumphs, our interactions become infused with empathy, compassion, and a sense of shared purpose. We begin to engage with others not from a place of fear, but from a place of unity and love. This transforms not only how we relate to others, but how we relate to ourselves. We cease to view ourselves as isolated beings, disconnected from the greater fabric of existence, and instead begin to see ourselves as integral parts of a greater whole. Furthermore, understanding the fluid nature of reality and the malleability of our perceptions opens up new possibilities for personal growth and self-transformation. If reality is not fixed, if it is shaped by our consciousness and beliefs, then we have the power to change our experience of the world. This is not to say that we can control every aspect of our lives or manipulate external circumstances at will, but rather that we can shift our internal state, our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, so that they align more closely with the higher truths of existence. When we consciously choose to align ourselves with the flow of the universe, to surrender our attachments to limiting beliefs and outdated perceptions, we begin to experience a sense of ease, flow, and synchronicity in our lives. One of the most profound ways this understanding manifests is in our approach to time and space. The conventional view of time as a linear progression from past to present to future is limiting and restrictive. We often live in constant fear of the future, regret over the past, or anxiety about the present moment. This creates a disjointed, fragmented experience of life, where we are perpetually caught between what has been and what is to come, never fully present in the here and now. However, when we recognize that time is not a fixed, external reality, but a subjective experience, we free ourselves from the constraints of linear time. We begin to live in the present moment, fully immersed in the flow of existence, no longer burdened by the weight of past regrets or future worries. Similarly, when we begin to understand that space is not an empty void, but a dynamic, living matrix of energy and potential, we shift our approach to the world around us. The physical environment becomes imbued with meaning and significance. We no longer see the world as a passive backdrop to our lives, but as an active participant in our journey. Whether we are standing in a crowded city, walking through a forest, or simply sitting in a room, we begin to sense the subtle energies that infuse all things, the interconnectedness of all life. The boundaries between ourselves and the world dissolve, and we begin to experience a deep sense of unity with our surroundings. These shifts in perception, these changes in the way we relate to time, space, and others, are not just intellectual exercises. They are transformative, practical tools for living a more fulfilling and authentic life. When we align ourselves with the deeper truths of existence, we step into a new way of being, a way that is not defined by fear, scarcity, or separation, but by love, abundance, and interconnectedness. We become more aware of the subtle forces at play in our lives and more attuned to the wisdom that resides within us and around us. This is where the real magic happens, when the ancient wisdom of the cosmos meets the everyday struggles of human existence, transforming them into opportunities for growth, healing, and enlightenment. This understanding also profoundly impacts our approach to personal challenges and obstacles. When we recognize that reality is not fixed, when we see that we have the power to shape our experience through our consciousness, we begin to approach difficulties with a sense of empowerment. Instead of seeing challenges as insurmountable obstacles, we begin to see them as opportunities for growth and transformation. We are no longer victims of our circumstances, but active creators of our reality, capable of navigating life's twists and turns with grace and resilience. This realization also shifts the way we view success and failure. In a world that often measures success by external achievements, wealth, status, power, we begin to understand that true success lies in the alignment of our inner world with the greater cosmos. Success is no longer defined by outward appearances, but by the depth of our connection to ourselves, to others, and to the universe. The more we align ourselves with the flow of life, the more we move toward our true purpose, and the more we experience a sense of fulfillment and peace, regardless of external circumstances. Ultimately, the practical implications of understanding the cosmic secret of existence are not just about improving individual lives. They are about shifting the collective consciousness of humanity. When enough individuals begin to awaken to the deeper truths of reality, when we begin to see through the illusion of separation and embrace the interconnectedness of all things, we will create a world that reflects those values. We will move from a world of competition, division, and scarcity to one of collaboration, unity, and abundance. This is the true potential of the cosmic secret. Not only can it transform our personal lives, but it can transform the world itself. The journey we have taken thus far, through the exploration of the nature of reality, the unveiling of core themes, and the immersion into symbolic narratives, has led us to a single, profound conclusion. The cosmic secret of existence is not an external truth to be discovered, but an internal awakening to the truth that has always been within us. It is a truth that transcends the limitations of time, space, and separation. A truth that binds all things together in an eternal dance of creation and transformation. The reality we perceive with our senses is but a reflection, a projection of a deeper, more expansive truth that exists beyond the veil of ordinary perception. As we step into this understanding, we are invited to see the world not as a series of unrelated events, but as a living, breathing expression of the interconnectedness of all things. Each moment, each encounter, each thought and feeling is a reflection of the greater whole, a universe in motion, constantly evolving, expanding, and contracting in a rhythm that we are all a part of. The illusions of separation, of time and space, of individual identity, all of these are but fleeting shadows on the surface of a vast and infinite reality. To awaken to the cosmic secret is to pierce through these illusions, to see the underlying unity that binds us all. The true power of this awakening lies in its ability to transform how we live, how we relate to ourselves, to others, and to the world. When we understand that reality is not fixed, When we recognize that our consciousness shapes the world around us, we step into a new realm of possibility. We cease to be passive observers of life, subject to the whims of fate or circumstance. Instead, we become active co-creators, shaping our experience with every thought, every emotion, every action. The world becomes a canvas, and we are the artists, free to paint our reality with the colors of our choosing. But this power is not just personal, it is collective. When we awaken to the deeper truth of interconnectedness, when we embrace the unity of all existence, we begin to transform the very fabric of society. The separation between self and other dissolves, and we see that every person, every being, is a reflection of the same universal consciousness. This shift in perception changes how we interact with one another, no longer as competitors or adversaries, but as fellow travelers on the same journey, each of us playing a unique and vital role in the unfolding of the cosmic story. In this new way of being, the divisions that have plagued humanity for centuries, those based on race, gender, nationality, and class, begin to lose their power. When we recognize that we are all interconnected, that we are all expressions of the same universal consciousness, the walls of separation crumble. We begin to see each other not as other, but as part of the same vast living network of life. Compassion, empathy, and love become the natural responses to the struggles of others, and we begin to build a world not based on fear and scarcity, but on abundance, cooperation, and mutual support. The invitation that the cosmic secret offers us is not simply to understand these ideas intellectually, but to embody them fully, to live them in every moment. The path to awakening is not a destination, but a continual unfolding, a process of shedding the old layers of illusion, of reprogramming the mind, and of expanding our consciousness to perceive the deeper truths of existence. It is a journey that requires both patience and courage, for as we move toward greater understanding, we are often faced with the discomfort of confronting our own fears, attachments, and misconceptions. But it is through this confrontation, this willingness to face the unknown, that we come into alignment with our true nature. As we navigate this journey, we must remember that the cosmic secret is not something that is bestowed upon us from outside. It is not a gift that can be granted by an external authority or discovered in a distant land. The truth we seek is already within us, embedded in the very fabric of our being. It is our birthright, waiting to be recognized. The key to unlocking this truth lies in the quiet moments of introspection, in the willingness to look beyond the surface of reality and to trust the wisdom that resides deep within our hearts. The call to awaken is not just an intellectual challenge, it is a spiritual one. It asks us to step beyond the confines of the ego, beyond the limitations of the material world, and into the vastness of the cosmos itself. It asks us to embrace the mystery, to surrender to the unknown, and to trust that we are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of its unfolding. In doing so, we come to realize that the universe is not a cold, indifferent place. It is a living, conscious entity, aware of itself through each of us. We are not just passive beings caught in the current of existence. We are the very pulse of life itself, creating, evolving, and experiencing the infinite possibilities of reality. This realization has the power to change everything. It can transform our relationships, our work, and our sense of purpose. It can heal the divisions within ourselves, between ourselves and others, and between humanity and the earth. The cosmic secret of existence is a call to embrace our true nature, to remember who we are, and to step into the fullness of our potential. It is a call to awaken to the reality that has always been there, just beyond the veil of ordinary perception. As you walk away from this exploration, remember that the journey does not end here. The understanding of the cosmic secret is not a destination, but a lifelong process of unfolding and awakening. Each day offers a new opportunity to deepen your connection to the universe, to align your thoughts and actions with the greater flow of existence, and to live in harmony with the deeper truths of reality. The world around you is not as it seems, and you are not who you think you are. The cosmic secret of existence is within you, and as you awaken to it, you will find that the universe itself opens up in ways you could never have imagined. So, I leave you with this invitation: to see the world not as a limited, finite reality, but as a vast, interconnected web of energy and consciousness. To recognize that the boundaries between self and other, time and space, life and death, are mere illusions. To embrace the mystery of existence, and in doing so, to transform your life and the world around you. The cosmic secret is waiting to be uncovered. Will you step into the unknown and embrace it? The choice, as always, is yours.